44. The
So
latest.
anybody wants to speak in between, just raise their hands or put it in the chat box so I know who it is and I can put it there. Okay.
Oh, Walter.
Hi, Walter.
Hey, Walter. Hi.
Okay, 2 minutes to go. Shall we?
1 minute. 1 minute. He said he has started the
Uday,
recording.
just follow the order. I think as Neeta is posted, I am supposed to speak first.
No, I will tell you. We'll call
Who's
you. Don't
speaking?
worry.
Who's saying it?
Who's that, Nattu?
ABC.
ABC.
It is as per
ABC.
You
alphabetical
don't worry
order.
about that.
Please.
I and Neeta will handle who's going to speak. Anyone?
Yeah,
So,
please
yeah.
wait. When we invite you to speak, you speak. We have the
When
order.
you see your first MBBS photo on the screen, that is the time when you are going to come on. Okay.
Oh, Atul.
And
Am I
like
better?
whoever wants to speak who has not given their name, please raise your hand on the chat or say that you would like to speak.
Yeah, and
If I'm
please-
permitting, we will let you
And
definitely.
except for me and Neeta, nobody will interrupt anybody. And even we will not interrupt until it is more than 1.5 minutes.
We have had enough of Arnab Goswami.
Can I start now?
But Uday doesn't make
Neeta,
an idea.
Dr. Kamsa, I think everybody is here.
त्यांचं ऐकू येत नाहीये.
Sita.
Can I count the
इथला
number of
व्हॉल्यूम कमी
people?
केला.
Hi, Sita.
Okay. Speaker start. Yeah. A very good evening to all the respected participants of this meeting. On behalf of Medical Humanities team, I welcome you all to the virtual reunion of GSMC MBBS batch of 1976. I request the tech team to play the Medical Humanities video.
येत ना.
So, as we all know, that our precious twin institute was established in 1926, and it will complete its centenary in 2026. And we would like all the batches to have a memory to look back to and cherish those precious college days. Hence, it is our mission to reunite all the batches. This gave rise to the initiative of GOSUNION. I request the tech team to show the Gosumec Foundation PPT. So, as an introduction, what is Gosumec Foundation? Gosumec Foundation was established in California, United States, to give back to our alma mater, which has helped so many professionally and personally. The website allows you to enjoy nostalgic content, including history of our institution, medical humanities, archives, and much more. In the first slide, this slide shows web address, which is gosumec.org. At the footer of the website are links to social media accounts, including YouTube, from where you can access virtual reunions. Next slide. In this slide shows the mission of Gosumec Foundation, which is connect, contribute with 3 T's, and engage. Connect. Connect means connecting global Gosumecs with our alma mater. Contribute. Contribute means to contribute alma mater's development by sharing the 3 T's, which is time, talent, and treasure. Engage. Engage is for engaging Gosumecs with nostalgic media on a continued basis and enable global networking. Next slide. This slide shows how to access the Google form, which many of you may have filled already from the link, which was circulated by a group lead. The objective of this form is to connect with each other at the alma mater. Gosumec Alumni Association, also known as GAA, which is the official alumni body at State GS Medical College and KM Hospital. This information will be secure between GAA and Gosumec Foundation and will later be used to create a secure, searchable database. Looking forward to Gosumecs supporting our mission to connect, contribute, and engage. Now, I would like to hand over the proceedings to Dr. Neeta Munshi.
Thank you, Shikhar, for that wonderful presentation. Reminded us of our college days and Dr. Kothari. I'd like Uday to join me in co-hosting this session for this evening. And a big thank you to each and every one of you for making it possible despite odd timings from the US. So good morning to the people in the US. Good evening to everybody here. And it's been wonderful to connect with all of you. I'm being very emotional because I think I just am reminded of college days. I can't help it. So over to you, Uday. Okay.
I will thank you, Neeta, and it's wonderful to host this program and see all of you here. And let me just announce that we have the present Dean of KEM with us, Sangeeta Rawat. So I would request Sangeeta to please come and say a few words to kickstart this program. And then I will go on and give you short introductions.
Hi.
Just 1 minute. Let me just
mute everyone.
Yeah, I think as Neeta said, good evening to the Mumbai and the Indian people, and good morning to the people from US who have joined us. First of all, very warm welcome to this Gosumec reunion. And I have specifically joined because my husband is from 1976 batch. And what I feel is that our alma mater is completing 100 years in 2026. So it is important that all of you come visit, at least have a reunion online. I think after COVID, we all have become very tally and very savvy with online meetings. And I think that's a wonderful thing. At least even if you can't come physically, but you all are, you can meet and, greet each other. So I think as I think he announced that we have this Gosumec Alumni Association, and currently, initially till now, we had, for those who are NRI, for them the fees was in dollars, and those who are non-NRI, for them it was in rupees. But I have changed that because either you stay in US or you stay here, you are finally a Gosumec alumni. So I have changed it to 1,500 rupees for everyone. So I think after that, we should not have any complaints from the people from US, and we are treating everybody together and the same. Secondly, I would also like to tell you that I have started a Gosumec Instagram, because I believe more and more social media is required. We are redoing the web page and the website, the whole thing. We have done the first web, the opening page, and now we are in the process of photographies. So after a few weeks, I think you will see the new website of KM Hospital. And also the third thing is that there are many new things which are happening. I've joined 1.5 years, whatever. We have got a new medical ICU, new AICU, and there are many. But I have made sure that whatever new things which is coming up at KM should not be far better than usual. Like how municipal hospitals are. So our new MICU, new AICU, everything is as good as the corporate, or some people have said even better than the corporate hospitals. So I want to increase the standard of KM. We also have a private ward now, where we have a AC and non-AC single rooms. So, and there are many other things which are in the pipeline. So I would be happy to connect with any one of you. I'm very, usually WhatsApp I answer much more than the messages. And I think I also have Gosumec, I think Dr. Bindra, and they've started another group, and GS in. So even with them, I have given them a message online, and on their website, I have a recorded message which I have given. So I look forward for any of you want to suggest anything for our alma mater, what new things you have in your mind, you're please welcome to tell me. So that we have 2 years still, and we can plan out. We are in the process of appointing an architect for the KM, so that the whole KM hospital itself, we should know how to. We definitely need a new buildings, and we have one building which is already started, but we need a much bigger building. So for that, I have already put up that the tender will come for the new architect, and that architect may tell us exactly what further to do. And we also have a nurses quarters which will come new, which we are breaking the old one. We have a Karmachari Bhavan, the staff quarters, which is coming up in ortho building. So there are many new projects which are coming up, and I will be happy to have your suggestions for any of this. And I think I'm either on an email or on a WhatsApp message. I'll be always there to meet all of you. And then lastly, I would like to invite all of you to my Dean's Bungalow. As you all are batchmates of Hasmukh, you all are my batchmates also. We have a big garden behind. So I think in near future, if we can arrange, you are most welcome to have a party and dinner at our bungalow before I leave. So most welcome. And I think if anyone has any, I am actually at Kochi for a conference. So I will not be continuing further, but anybody can, my mobile number is there with, I think, many. And do watch us on the Instagram and on the website, so you will know the updates about KM. So thank you very much for calling me, and I wish all of you have fun in this evening and meet all the old friends. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sangeeta. That's
Thank you
great.
very much.
That's great for your the vision which you have and the way you are going forward. We really wish you all the best in all the work which you do, and we'll definitely take you up on the party and on your lawn.
Sure.
We will definitely do that.
We will definitely have a party at the Dean's Bungalow, but also, Sangeeta, don't forget, it's our 50 years in 26. So our batch completes 50 years in 26. So we will definitely make it a point that our batch is there even physically.
Right, most welcome, most welcome.
Thank you
We
so
also
much,
have, I'm also in the process, just one thing, I'm also in the process of starting an archive tour. So whenever someone comes, if we are going to put up a person who will take you around in KM and show the things, which it is still not finalized, but I'm marking out the tour along with this website. There will be a link where if you want to come to KM, because you shouldn't get lost when you come through Alma Mater and you want to see what new things are done. So we are going to arrange that. If you pre-book that, we will be able to take you around. Someone will be there to guide you where to go around.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sangeeta. Thank you for joining in. And now let me introduce Nita.
Uday.
Next get together, Din's Bungalow. Okay.
Yeah, we will.
Sponsored by me, sponsored by us. Okay. So you
Great.
arrange the things.
Rasmukh, we'll take
Din's
you up
Bungalow
on,
loan, whatever the get together, whatever the things. It's
we will
pleasure.
take you
Okay.
on. We will take you on to that. And let me now.
I can vouch for Dean's Bungalow lawn is fantastic.
Yeah, I think let's
The
keep
garden
the
behind
comments
is also
right now in the chat box. Let's keep the comments in the chat box. We need to move forward. There are so many people who need to speak. So it's a request that just don't speak out of turn. Raise your hand and then speak. Whatever comments, they all are welcome. Let me introduce Neeta Merchant, now Neeta Munshi. She was in college awarded the best founder of 1976 match at the Founders Day function. Now she's
Why is there an echo in your voice?
I don't know. There's somebody who's got two things on. Someone has got the laptop and the phone on.
So please.
So anyway, now she's enjoying a retired life. She's traveling. She's babysitting her children's babies. Professionally, she's working as the president of the Thalassaemic Society in Pune, and 0 births is what she is aiming at. And for that, she's doing multiple awareness camps and courses all throughout the country. So Neeta, I'll request you to first start and give you the privilege of sharing your experience of GS or your undergrad days with us.
Okay, sure. Thanks, Uday. Lots of memories of UG days, but the one that comes first to mind is after every part exam, I don't know how many of you remember, we used to go for movies. And the one who finished the part exam first would go and book movie tickets. And half the balcony or the theater would be booked for all of us. So after the part exam, we would celebrate, rejoice, go for the movie and go with duffly, dhol, siti, hooting, whistling, and have a lot of fun. And then we would go and have bel puri, pani puri. So that was fantastic. Then the college week that we had for 1 week was also a lot of fun because we used to go for every function, be it plays, be it dancing, be it garba, be it orchestra. And remember sleeping late night, sleeping in the women's girls hostel, on benches, on tabletops, on lunchroom, everywhere we would sleep. The boys would sleep in the boys' common room. And next morning, 8 o'clock, we would be at the movie theaters. So I think lots of memories, but these are something that comes to my mind. And I wanted to share this with you more when we meet physically. Thanks for that. And now I will ask Uday, my co-host, talking about Uday. Thank you very much. Uday is a practicing OB-GYN at Navi Mumbai, actively involved with academics, as is the founder of Navi Mumbai OB-GYN Society. He's a vice president of FOXY, chairman of the Indian College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, but more important, he loves paragliding, and not in tandem, but by himself. And something which I don't know how many of you know, I came to know recently, he has made movies called Diamonds Are Forever on the stalwarts of OB-GYN department, which includes Shirodkar, Purandare, Patwardhan, Shivarkar, who are now recognized as innovators all over the world. So over to you, Uday.
Thank you, Neeta. There's not much to say. As everybody remembers, college days are great days. And what you remember most is what happens in the canteen. I remember the food of the canteen because I was a non-Bombayite, and it was great to have those dosas and those samne ka chai wala, go in the middle of the night to that chai wala in the middle of the night and have tea, etc. It was a wonderful time during exams, out of exams and all. And one of the great memories which I had, and Surekha reminded me, is acting in the Hindi play, which was staged at IPTA. It was a college play which we used to have practices. It was staged at IPTA and came right till the finals. And it was a wonderful moment to go on stage and represent GS and do that. And I have one fantastic memory of a pathology tutorial, but then my friend Suresh Tikchan, and he said I should not open my mouth about that because he's going to speak about it. So hang on and wait, that will come. So a lot of college memories, but thank you very much for this thing. And from that, I will give it back to Neeta to invite.
Yeah, okay. So we start with the first speaker. Let's start at the very beginning. A very good ways to start. When you read, you begin with anybody? ABC.
ABC.
So he's a great buddy. I can rely on him, call him in the middle of the night, anytime, day or night. And he is a practicing cardiologist, but he has described himself as a consultant plumber, an electrician, a pump repair person, and general dog's body with 36 years of experience in Pune. He's also a nature and animal lover, and we all know him from his WordPress write-ups as an encyclopedia of Hindi film songs. So over to you, ABC.
Thanks, Nita. Thanks, Uday. And it is absolutely wonderful to be with everyone. And that's a picture which reminds me of me 50 years ago. You know, that's what I was, and this is what I am today. And I'm the only guy in the GS Medical cap, which we gave around to people who were in the 2 get-togethers that Nita and I organized. And it is Nita's dynamism and Ajay Shah's ability to get people out of their comfort zones and get them over to Lonavala both times that we got so many people together. I think JS was a great learning place. You know, I came in as a very shy, very introverted, very focused boy, so to speak, a teenager, and came out as a pretty empathetic, pretty much more of an expressive and extrovert kind of person. And a lot of things happened which led to the transition. And I think the greatest part was what the alma mater gave all of us, a nurturing ground to help us develop ourselves, and also a great set of teachers who imparted fantastic values, not just taught medicine, but also imparted values which kind of helped us grow as humans. And we could see the human aspect, the art of medicine, which basically is science, without having to bother about the commerce. I think that was the one take home that I got. Yes, and that is one which has stood me in good stead all my life. I thank you so much, guys, for talking to all of us. And well, I'm very eager to listen to the next guy. Thanks, Nita.
Uday?
Thank you so much, Anirudh. And now we call upon Abhay Dalvi. Abhay Dalvi, he's the grand old man of KEM and has been in KEM from June 76, right? The time from when we joined KEM till May 2021. That is 45 years in the institution. He's been a surgeon par excellence, and he was there as the head of the Department of Surgery till retirement. He's a person who has seen many changes in the institute and since our undergraduate days, and I'm sure he's the right person to tell us about those. Over to Abhay.
Thank you. Good evening to everybody in India, and good morning to everybody in the US. For once, I thought I would be the first. Alphabetically, A-B-H-A-Y comes ahead of Aniruddha. So again, there was a partiality. I've never understood this right from first MBBS right up to MS. Of course, MS PG was the best. There is no doubt about it. But let me go through. When I joined first MBBS, let me be very frank, I wanted to join Nair because my father knew all the bosses at Nair. But the incident so happened that I kept on looking at people ahead of me, 21 of them, saying GS, 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 GS. And I would have been the first one to say Nair. I got scared. And then ultimately I decided I'll take GSMC, come what may. During first MBBS, I kept on looking around. You know what I was looking around for. Second MBBS, and let me be very frank, I didn't understand what was anatomy, physiology, biochemistry. Forget about it. Second MBBS, I continued to look around, but ultimately I had to look at one batch junior. Nita will remember the day when one of the college week or some after a party, I was driving down with Nita, Sujata, and 2 others, and the car broke down. So I had to put 4 of them in a cab, and I was doing the repair work, etc., etc. But at the end of second year, I could latch on to then my girlfriend. After 9 years, we decided that we will get married. During second MBBS, I was also cricket secretary, and Ramesh has joined us. As a record, out of 4.5 years, 3 years we won intermedical cricket tournament, thanks to most of them were our classmates. Ajay Mehta was the fast bowler, I remember. Correct, Ajay? Ramesh Shah was something extraordinary. Bharat was wonderful wicketkeeper, which gave us success. Somebody talked about, I think Uday just now talked about opposite side tea. By the way, it was Milan tea. Milan ka chai, masala chai. Final MBBS went into intense preparation to get the coveted post-graduation in either surgery or gynec. By that time, we were really close to each other. So she said, I'll take gynec, you go for surgery. There also, I could not stand first because I was lucky to get post-graduation for simple reason that the then health minister of Maharashtra increased 2 seats to accommodate his son. That is how I got into surgery and then kept doing quite well. I think I'm exceeding time. So anyway, these two institutions, though I did not earn much money because I was a full-timer, has given me intense success. Having been in academics, these two institutions made me go as far as president of Maharashtra State Chapter of Surgeons, president of Indian Association of Gastrointestinal Endosurgeons, also ultimately president of the Association of Surgeons of India with 30,000 members in 2021. I'm happily retired, doing quiet practice, not much, but does not matter. This service gives us pension per month, so my clock is already ticking. My son is Adit, who is a senior product manager working in Seattle for Microsoft, happily married last year. And
yeah, baby, remember that wedding invite? And well, I think we need to wrap up because I think
I'm finishing. I'm just saying thank you to everybody who has joined today and who are on YouTube. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Abhay. And where is KK? He's raised his hand and I can't see him here.
Okay,
we'll go to unmute and speak.
Next speaker is a retired practicing radiologist with a subspecialty in nuclear medicine. He did some teaching in Northwestern, has a keen interest in photography, especially birds. I'm sure you know who it is. And offers great hospitality both in Chicago and Lavasa when he comes to India. Uday, we want to add? Yes, it's Ajay Mehta.
Yeah, so I'm glad Ajay is the next one because, well, I don't know. I think he speaks still very fast, so we will get it over fast. Sorry, Ajay, please go ahead.
Unmute. Ajay, we can't hear you. 1 minute. You need to be unmuted. Yeah.
KK will come to you. I couldn't see you where you were. There's so many people here.
Ajay has
Can't see.
Please unmute Ajay Mehta.
Host can do it.
Shikhar, can you unmute Ajay Mehta, please? Preeti Mehta. No, we can't hear you, Ajay. Wait. Ajay, can you unmute yourself?
Can't see.
Yeah.
Ajay, unmute yourself.
Ajay, please unmute. Okay.
There's something wrong at your end.
I think like you speak fast, you are clicking also very fast. So again, it is getting unmuted.
Ajay,
now it's okay. Now go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I think you
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Okay, good.
Yes.
I'll be brief. Nita introduced me. I retired 2 years ago. I was a practicing radiologist. I did some teaching at Northwestern. I've looked at pictures for a large portion of my adult life. I looked at pictures while I was at work. When I was not at work, I was doing photography. So maybe some of you saw my pictures from this morning. I live in Chicago. If any of you have any plans to come close to Chicago, would love to see you. You are very welcome. I had the privilege of meeting some of you in the last few years, but there are many of you that I have not met. I absolutely look forward to meeting the rest of you next February and renewing my bonds with you. That's all.
Thank you so much, Ajay. And we are really looking forward to next February when we'll meet you in person. And you've always been in touch, and we met in Vashi a few years back, if you remember, when you had come to meet Lachu. So
Yeah.
it's great connecting again. Thank you so much, Ajay. And KK,
Uday, Nita, can I just make a comment? Is it
KK
possible for us to enlarge the person who's speaking?
Yeah, Suhas wants to say something.
KK has raised his hand. Please let him speak once.
Yeah.
KK, unmute and speak yourself.
1 second, let Suhas is saying something.
Yeah. Is it possible for us to enlarge the person's picture who is speaking, the person who is speaking? It becomes.
We are already doing that, no?
I think that's better.
He was not enlarged.
Not the person or the person who's talking when they are talking.
Okay, KK, go ahead.
Yeah, when they're talking, that's right. Okay. When they're talking, it'll be nice if you can enlarge the picture.
Next speaker.
Suhas,
Yeah.
go to the top of your screen. There is something known as view.
Okay.
Get into speaker mode and automatically the thing will start on your
All
screen.
right, great. So please, everyone note that and do that when they are speaking. Great. That's right. Thanks a lot.
Okay, KK, go ahead. And I'm trying to do it at my end anyway. So go ahead, KK. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Uday, I think you were going on to the next.
Yeah. I've done that. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you all on the same board.
Yeah.
I would like to introduce myself as a
KK, listen. We are going to introduce you. If you have any comment to make, then you say now. Otherwise, you come later. So now we'll go ahead to the next speaker, Ajay Walia. Ajay Walia is a practicing OBGYN, IVF and fetal medicine at Vadodara. He has got 2 hospitals, one which is more than 100 beds. And he says he's semi-retired, working only in the morning hours, as even he has to be free to count his money and to do some poetry as he gets into a very good mood after counting all the money. So over to you, Ajay.
Oh, thanks. You can hear me?
Yeah. Hear you.
Yeah. Thanks. So there is a fond memory. Let first Parul speak, and then I'll speak.
So you had only 1 minute, okay? So you better decide.
30 seconds each. Hi, everybody. Like as Nita said, when Dr. Manu Kothari's introduction was done, brought back a lot of memories back into 1976. And that's when I met Ajay. So that, there are 50 years in our life also, when we reach 50 years of reunion. I'm doing pediatrics, still active. I'm a developmental pediatrician also, so have a big center for children with special needs. I'm very passionate about that, so I enjoy my work and I'm still working 6 hours a day. And I'm not making like Ajay is doing.
Fine. What I remember about GS and my friends is there are a few things, like Nita said, going to the movies in big numbers. Then we had a monsoon parties. Monsoon parties meaning a batch of 20 boys used to go to a hotel in Khandala and just booze out. The third is my life. Most of the time I've spent outside a ladies' common room waiting for dabbas and library, and the third part is canteen. I do remember Naigaon hostel, do remember Rambai from the mess, and it was just wonderful having all of you. Okay, fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next is a practicing pediatrician in Kandivali, also associated with BPNI Maharashtra and UNICEF. In his own words, I love pediatrics. I love my patients. I love looking after them. And my biggest award has been the change all of us have brought in their health hygiene and mental and physical well-being. Over to you, Amod Potnis.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, our passage through the academia was littered with astute teachers of great repute, and we had to literally wade through brilliant personalities and doctors of the highest caliber. But if there is one teacher who evokes great admiration for her intelligence, application, and affection, it was for us Dr. Sharadini Dhanukar, who showered us with love and understanding. She was ahead of her times and gave us the first ever multiple choice question test. Needless to say, the so-called topper of the group barely managed to pass, and the guy who slept through the tutorials topped. It was my first lesson in how logic and reasoning transcends mugging, in which I think we all were the toppers. GS Medical College has, and its occupants, including the faculty and mainly my classmates and others, it has really touched my dreams, aspirations, and my very life. be it academic, professional, cultural, or family in one way or the other. And that's why thank you very much and love you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amod. That was very crisp and nice, and very nice of you to say those things, especially the college memories, very well articulated. Now we go on to the next person, who is Ashwin Trivedi. And Ashwin is a practicing practicing pediatrician at Kandivali. And he loves the college picnics, and he loves hiking, and that's what he shared with us when we asked him for an introduction. So over to Ashwin. I'll request the people at the back end to please pin the people speaking. It's very difficult to see in the last scan who's speaking. So if you could pin those people when they speak, everybody will be able to see those people as enlarged. So can the back end team please do it?
Yeah, fine.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Hello, I'm Dr. Trivedi at Kandivali. See, it was a great undergraduate days in our hostel when we used to see a cricket match, and Uday used to take my specs, he wears it and sit in the front. So that was a wonderful memory, and we used to enjoy a lot. Secondly, साथी मिलते हैं बड़ी मुश्किल से, किसी का साथ ना छोड़ना, यारी मिलती है बड़ी मुश्किल से, किसी का साथ ना छोड़ना, जान से प्यारी होती है यारी, यारी कभी ना तोड़ना, किसी का साथ ना छोड़ना. That's it we have got in our undergraduate days, and till now it is very true to my life. Thank you very much, and thank you very much. Allow me to speak for a minute. Thank you, Uday.
Thank you so much, Ashwin. And
before you go, I think before we leave A, we cannot but forget Ajay Shah. I know Bharat Sanghani is next, but we have to talk about Ajay. Ajay Shah said he won't be able to talk because he would be in transit. But I think Ajay has been the heart and soul of our group. He is so connected, and he goes out of his way to connect with people far and wide. And today he's not talking, but Ajay, we are there for you and you're there for us. We know that. So thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Ajay, any jokes which you would like to share? Spontaneous.
Enough. I'm awake. That's more than. But it's wonderful to be with all of you. A very difficult task to get everybody on the group and to search for the missing ones. I love being with the group. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ajay. Thanks a lot for being there today. And with that, we call Bharat Sanghani, our next candidate. And we had two Bharat Sanghanis. One was American, one was Indian, as everybody will remember. And this Bharat Sanghani, I'm introducing the Indian one. And I don't know why all the people who have gone to Kandivali, either they've taken up pediatrics, because he's also doing pediatrics at Kandivali. But he's got many other interests like singing, painting, taking photographs from his balcony. And he has a juvenile habit of posting videos on Facebook on how not to exercise. So over to Bharat.
Hi. नहीं अभी भी मीडियम ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शन इंग्लिश ही है कि हिंदी है ना. वर्नेक इज इन डिमांड. रेलवे स्टेशन के नाम भी हिंदी हो गया, मराठी हो गया. They are asking us prescriptions to be written in Vernac. You know, MRs also speak in Hindi and Marathi. I think we should use both the languages, English as well as Vernac, while talking. So why I'm saying this, because I hope you are able to hear me.
We are hearing you.
Yes.
Just
see, in first MBBS, in physiology, Dr. Minina was there. And she asked me something and I answered, there is no room for it. Actually, I should have used the word, there is not enough space for it. Then she said, you Vernac. So like, I remember that feelings still now. And I keep on saying, what's the big thing in talking English all the time? And second thing I remember, see, first MBBS, we were all in the same classroom. And second MBBS also we had physiology and pathology and pharmac together. So that time we had one big get together in the Dean's Loan because we got this cultural secretary post. And at the night we all sat there around together and somebody collected big bucket and put the water and alcohol in it and we all had fun. So that was the last get together we had whole class in the second MBBS. Because in third MBBS, everybody separated and started doing their own subjects and we hardly met each other, except those same group like S, half group of the S and half group of second half and first half group like that. And now, of course, yeah, what you say is right. I practice only in the morning, rest of the times to do the drawing and gym and swimming and singing. That is right.
Thank you so much, Bharat. Keep doing that. It is good to be multidimensional. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next, we go on to Bharat Sangani, American. He started as a cardiologist in the US, but climbed the business ladder. Now is a business tycoon listed on the NASDAQ. Recently appeared on the cover of a leading magazine in the US. I don't know how many of you saw it on Facebook. I grabbed it from Facebook because it appeared just 2 days back, where he was interviewed about mentoring. He does mentoring on health, wealth, and wisdom. He said this is his way of giving it back to society. He's still very down to earth, very generous with his batchmates. He was very prompt and said, yes, he's going to join us on the class get together. And we cannot forget the reunion that he had organized in Dallas a few years back. So look forward to a few more, Bharat. You're a wonderful guy. And let's hear from him.
Yeah, and I don't know, Bharat, if you remember, we had traveled to Karachi together to give ECFM. Did you remember that trip of ours where we had stayed together in Karachi? Great to see you again, Bharat. Please go ahead.
No, thank you. I absolutely remember the Karachi trip. And because of the trip, I'm in US. God has been very kind to me. And a lot of that goes back to our memories from our medical school. The most important one, we have lots of memories. I don't think there are enough hours to talk about it and love to share more when we meet each other hopefully in the next February. But the most important memory that shaped truly my life was thinking outside the box. And that's what Dr. Manu Kothari did to us. Every time we went to his lecture, the passion that he imploded with, that passion truly carried on with me. And, you know, when you come to United States, I had $10.45 in my pocket, and now to run a multi-billion-dollar company has been a great steep path. But that passion has helped me. So the memories of Dr. Kothari's and then everybody else who came in our life and made our life illuminated with so many good qualities that ultimately ended helping us has been with us. So thanks again for arranging this. Thanks again for inviting me. And just like what everybody else is saying, listen, Dallas is open for you. It will be a privilege if you come to Dallas or around Dallas and just let me know. It will be my responsibility of take care of you when you are in Dallas. Thanks again.
Yeah, correct. Not only Dallas, entire US is open.
Absolutely.
This and next get together after February, we'll try and organize in the US. Thank you. Okay, Uday.
Thank you so much, Bharat. That is wonderful. And now we go on to technically the first man of KEM Hospital today, Hasmukh Rawat. Dr. Hasmukh Rawat is an ace cardiologist practicing at Fortis Mulund. And he's been a great, he's had a very long journey from, after he told me when he's gone abroad, he learned about the intervention cardiology in the very early days and one of the very few ones who has started this in the country. So over to you, Hasmukh.
Hi. Good evening to the friends nearby and good morning to the people around. Probably when I was an undergraduate, I was very shy and introvert and not known by many people also. But the changes come in the life. To be very frank, I was with a very poor background. To be very precise, I used to stay in South Mumbai in a room with 10 people when I joined KEM. Probably today where I stay in Tins Bungalow, the bathroom is the size of that room, where I stayed with 10 people. So journey was long. I was introvert South. I finished MBBS, lot of memories of KEM. All of you have mentioned the memories of the KEM. Good friends, supportive friends was there. But then I joined and did the MD. And the turning point for my career is the MD failing. I failed in MD. And that became the turning point. I become more focused, more hard worker, and more this thing. And obviously, I got a better half as my housemate, not like Abhay, who has to search for a couple of years. I got a better half as a housemate from the Dr.M.V.L.Kothari's unit, and never looked back after that. Put focus, went abroad, then angioplasty. Today, I'm still very active as I was active 20 years back. I'm a director, head of the cardiology at Fortis Group of Hospitals. My wife is neurologist and my son is cardiologist. My daughter is neurologist.
Thank you so much, Hasmukh. I'm so sorry to interrupt because I think
no problem. That's fine.
We are running really short of time. We need to restrict ourselves to the GS memories, and we have just around 30 minutes left, and we have got more than 20 people to speak. Thank you very much, and over to you, Neeta. And I'm so sorry, Neeta, I did not show your photographs. So let me go back and first show Neeta's photograph to all of you.
That was me 45 years back. Anyway, over
to you, Neeta.
Yeah, thanks. After resigning from KEM Hospital as Associate Professor and Head of Unit of Surgery, he now owns a nursing home in Goregaon, Mumbai, and manages it like a true he-man. Administrator, HR, chief surgeon, accountant, etc., etc. He also is attached to a charitable hospital at Arnala since 24 years, but most important of all, is always eager and keen to organize, help, and attend our batch get-togethers. Over to you, Heman.
Yeah, thank you, Neeta, for just a kind introduction. Yeah, I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just going to talk on the turning point of my life, and I think most of you are aware that, in KEM, being a competitive, college, there used to be secret clinics. So I'm going to little broach on this hang of that secret clinic on an accidental basis. It so happened that in final MBBS, just 3 weeks before the exams, I lost my father. And that was a very depressing moment for me. But in this, when you are at totally despair, you don't know what to do. My own classmates, I will not name them, but 2 of them, they came to me saying, and they gave me a message that this is from Dr. Bapat, R.D. Bapat, and he is taking clinics in Ward 5 side room, and he has called you. So I went there, and that was the turning point that I decided to pursue it. And after that, rest is the history. I decided to go in for surgery, and there I am in front of you as a surgeon. And I'm very, very proud to say that Abhay and myself, we were the co-registrars in the unit wherein I have worked not only as registrar, I worked, and ultimately I became the unit head also. Okay, so thank you very much for allowing me to speak. Thank you very much.
Uday?
Yeah, thank you very much for that. And now the person who had his hand up for a very long time, and sorry to cut him short. Can you see my screen? No.
Bang, his hand is up, but he's muted. Bang, are you there?
Kamal, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Actually, I'm going to my clinic on the way. I'll just...
Never mind.
I had very sweet memories of our time and quite naughty ones. I remember one incident of mine when we were sitting in front of cabin of Madam Minina, and we were about to go for a card exam. I think if I recollect, Parul, Neeta, me, and Bharat Sangani, we were there. same vernacular thing was there. But at that time, I think I don't know what matter had happened. That Nita teased me, and I said, Nita, I will throw you out of the balcony or from the third floor to the fourth floor down.
Really, I don't remember that, Kamal. You're muted.
You're muted. You're muted.
Isko unmute karo. 1 second. Bang, 1 minute. You're not heard. You have to.
Bang, you are muted. Please unmute yourself.
Yourself. Oh God, we are missing what he's saying. अरे मेरे को गिरा दिया, मेरे को सुनाई भी नहीं दे रहा है.
Okay. We're going to my clinic actually.
Yeah. I think the signal is not clear at all. Bang,
Bolo, can you talk? Can you unmute?
No, he was, I think. If he closes his video, he might be able to speak because if the signal is poor.
Anyway, I think we should move on. Nita, there's hardly any time, and he was not talking about anything pleasant. What he said to you.
Back at a better place. Okay, the next one wanted to be introduced only as a practicing cardiologist in South. But let me tell you, he has a sprawling bungalow with gardens and tennis courts and a condo in Orange County. And I have experienced, and many of you might have experienced, his great talent.
Somebody needs to mute themselves, please.
He is again raising his hands. Anyway, so Kaustubh.
Yeah, thank you. I hope you guys can hear me, and I'll be brief.
I think for you, but I think Uday's, I don't know where Uday, you wanted to say something for Kaustubh.
Yeah, he's an extremely great clinician in Kaustubh. Thank you so much for the help which you gave me when I needed a proper advice on whether to go for a bypass or to go for a stenting. And I visited his bungalow and seen the tennis courts and all the things and met his family. It was very beautiful experience, and thank you for being such a good host, Kaustubh. Please go ahead. I'm sorry, KK, we will come back to you later when you've reached your clinic now. You can put your hand down and we will definitely give you a chance later.
Thank you so much, Nita and Uday, for arranging and doing it. Just amazing, really, for us, really, who've been so far away. I'll try to be brief.
Can you pin him, please?
This is more difficult than trying to talk at my daughter's wedding when you have to do the father introduction, because how do you put in so many memories of an amazing time we had? So I thought I wrote down some of the few things that come to my mind, actually. So bear with me. So I remember, the anatomy, remember the smell of the formal, I remember the hacksaw cutting through those bones and the smell of that. And then, of course, we had the 4 most diverse dissection partners that you could imagine on the earth, that we were all lost as to what we were doing there. So that was my thing about it. Then MLT lectures. I mean, I remember about M.L.Kothari, all my memory things, and him, the passion. But what I remember about him talking about, the broader life walking and how we use our back muscles. And it's something that you never even thought you did, at that time in your career. But he brought, like Bharat said, we thought outside the box. And of course, I remember sitting outside MLT on those wooden steps, in the hallway, talking, looking around and, checking out everyone. And of course, the board that was there. Eating in the cafeteria was always there. And then on Sundays at the feast in the RMO quarters. I remember playing badminton. I remember Raju being the badminton secretary, a second year of MBBS, and doing an awesome job of getting our shuttlecocks there. And of course, remember losing to Raju in one of the matches that we played. Lectures in KM, of course, it was amazing what we learned there. What comes to mind is as at the bedside of the patient, some of us looking over those partitions to try to hear or see the patient at that time. I remember patients when that ward was on call, patients on the floor, patients all over, and being overwhelmed as residents or house registrars, as we were called. I remember buying books next door from the bookstore and the excitement of going there. I still have my anatomy books. I still actually, in fact, have a very old version of Gray's Anatomy that I picked up actually at a local store here. So I think that the anatomy, which was I think the starting point for us all. I remember playing hockey at the sports stadium, with our class, being with Vijay.
Somebody needs to mute their
here,
phones, please. Sorry, go ahead. And somebody needs to mute their phone. It's causing a disturbance, and Kaustubh, you need to wrap up.
Yeah. So finally, I'll just say, most of all, I remember the memories. I think we went through ups and downs. I think we need to remember the people that we lost, and I think pay respect to them. They also taught us in their way. But most of all, it strengthened our relationship with others. It's a special bond. It gave us character building, and it laid the foundations for our careers and the direction. So I'm always grateful to KM, our teachers, and to our colleagues and what we have. So thanks for the opportunity for being able to talk and share that with everyone.
Thank you, Kaustubh. That was absolutely wonderful. And now I introduce you to a good friend and colleague, Lakshman Thadani. This is Lakshman Thadani for you. He's a radiologist who is now semi-retired from professional career, but always had another profession up his sleeve. He has built a hospital in Navi Mumbai, a huge big thing, and he dabbles with real estate. Very religious person, walks to Shirdi every year. So that's Lakshman Thadani for you.
Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Please go ahead.
Good to see you all. Good evening. I'm in good shape. God has been very kind. The biggest memory of KM is being named. When I joined KM, I'm a Sindhi. Neither I belong to a Guju group nor I belong to a Marathi group. But since I was associated in this section to Guju, the Marathi people started calling me Bhai. This is how I got my name, Lachu Bhai. So still everybody calls me Lachu Bhai. I'm in great health. Everywhere it is good. I'm almost retired. I would like to say 2-3 sentences. Please bear with me. ए मेरे प्यारे GS वालों, ए मेरे प्यारे KM वालों, आप पे दिल कुर्बान, आप ही मेरी आरज़ू, आप ही मेरी आबरू, आप ही मेरी शान. Thank you for allowing me to speak. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lachu. Thank you very much for that.
The next one speaker, if I say what she is, you all will guess who she is. The polar woman from our batch, who is an anesthesiologist, but the distinction of accompanying the 36th Indian expedition to Antarctica, for which she has been facilitated at various functions, including recent one at KM. Being concerned about the climate change she observed there, she has made an award-winning film, The Skua Returned Early. We had also invited her to Pune to speak on this at the GSIX in Pune get-together. So over to you, Madhu.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Good to see you all. And it was lovely listening to everyone. I was totally lost and reverted back to my college days. Since we are running out of time, I would like to say only one memory. I would like to share only one memory. I feel first MBBS was the best year of our college days, because as a batch of 76, we were always together for the maximum number of lectures in anatomy, physiology, or biochemistry. And that year, it was a Janata Party government. And Dinesh Bhagwat was our CR. And the mass bunk that we used to do, that was like amazing. It was absolutely a wonderful memory that I share of our first MBBS. And the rest, all memories have been shared by Nita. And good to see you all. And I think I would love more to listen to other people. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madhu, for being so crisp. The next speaker is our very own chatty person who started with a diploma in anesthesia, but she decided that she'd rather talk to human beings than put them to sleep, and has been practicing as a GP in Bandra for the last 7 years.
Somebody needs to mute themselves, please.
Despite all the pressures in life, she's always smiling and cheerful. And one thing that we know is she plays the guitar very well. So Maggie, for the next get-together, please bring your guitar. Over
okay, done. I'm audible, I hope. Anyway, you said I'm chatty, but I'm going to be short and sweet, I can assure you. All of you have voiced the sentiments that I feel, nostalgia, gratitude, and I'm so glad. I can only thank God for bringing all of you into my life. All of you have taught me valuable lessons, and really I'm deeply grateful also to our teachers, also all those lovely, wonderful years that we had together. Unfortunately, I know many of you very well, but many of you I have missed along the way. Yes, I've come a very, very long way. Several children, several grandchildren, all out of my nest now, and I'm alone in my glory, but always babysitting. I had a mother-in-law, father-in-law, grandmother, and now my husband also is a senior. So I cannot be globe-trotting like everybody else. I have to confine myself to home, my patients, my practice, my husband, and that's it. Maybe grandchildren sometimes. In a few one short song, I don't even have my guitar on hand, though I'm in my son's music room. Okay, can I do it?
Yes, of course. Yes.
I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care. I just called to say I love you. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
That's wonderful,
Thank
Maggie.
you. Thank you, darlings.
Thank
God
you
bless
so
each and
much.
every one of you for who you all are.
Thank you so much. And now the next speaker whom we are calling on is Mahendra Maru. And Mahendra has migrated very late to the US, but over there now he is a flourishing nephrologist. He lives in Tampa, Florida with his family. And over to you, Narendra. Mahendra.
Hi, hello friends. It's really wonderful to see everybody on the Zoom, our class reunion virtual. It was wonderful to see everybody in Dallas reunion. Brings in a lot of memories, nostalgia, and gratitude towards our institution, which has given us so much. I'll be brief in the interest of the time, but my life took different turn. I came from Kutch and came to KEM and was lost in the beginning, very shy. And then when we finished the MBBS, because of my family situation, I chose to go into general practice and started practicing and practiced in Goregaon for about 10 years. And then we got a call for green card. My brother was in the US for many years. And that was the most difficult time in my life where practicing general practice as well as took the ECFMG USMLE in those days and went to Singapore and then eventually moved to US and studied for 5 more years in New York City and became a nephrologist and have practiced nephrology for about 27 years. And now I'm happily retired as of August 15th. 2022. So we usually lived in Kentucky. Now I am moving to Tampa, Florida, and I invite everybody to visit us in Tampa, Florida, and we'll be wonderful host if you want to come see us. And I'll be happy to see many of you in the January next year class reunion. So keep our reunions coming. And I wish you all very best of health, wealth, and happiness. Myself, I'm pursuing more of a Jainism and a spiritual journey. So adios, sayonara.
Thank you.
Thank
All the
you.
best to you. Thank you. The next one is my friend who left India in 1983 and went from pediatrics to geriatrics in the USA, has been president of the local and state chapters and board of National Chapter Geriatrics. As president of the AAPI chapter, she got the organization headed towards philanthropy in the Dayton area where she lives. She's been involved in the 3 trials of Alzheimer's and RSV vaccine and also is into teaching. She makes her patients feel very young with her youthful energy. Over to you, Meenakshi.
Hi, everyone. It's so wonderful to see everyone. I know a couple of people alluded to being Vernax. Well, I was the opposite. So I was part of the Sood gang. And I remember we felt pretty excluded as well because nobody wanted to talk to us. I remember walking into GS in jeans and people wondering, what is this girl doing in medical school? So those are great memories. I remember the girls' common room and all the dabbas opening up and everybody just going for it, eating from each other's dabbas. That was so much fun. College week was so much fun. Preparing the dance, Nita, Umi, I don't know if you all, Pimi, we were all part of that dance group, and that was tremendous energy. I also remember learning how to drive on Vishwanath's car in the middle of the night on the other circle after call or whatever we were doing. And we were like 5 or 6 of us. And I was like, oh, I need to drive. And he would let me drive his car. So people were I was never part of any secret clinic. I actually heard about secret clinics way after I graduated from GS. But I think that was great because I didn't stress about these things. I remember eating pav bhaji at 1:30 at night because the poor guy would wait for us till we all came and ate. It was amazing. These people cared so much. The dabba walas knew which your dabba was. I remember telling the dabba wala if we bunked, and we bunked quite a bit, and we, like 16 of us, would start walking towards the station to go for a movie, either Central or Western. And, the dabba wala, we would instruct him, make sure you eat the food and take it back home so the folks at home don't know that we skipped class. Walking in the monsoons, in the rain, in the floods, that was so amazing. So anyway, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Meenakshi. And now we introduce you to another great guy from our class, and that is Narendra Dedia, who is now a very successful nephrologist at Ghatkopar with a big hospital and was the HOD and professor at JJ Hospital. But there's much more to him because he's developed the Bombay model of dialysis, which is popular all over the world. And he's been holding regular camps, etc., for kidney patients in Kutch for the last 30 years. And he's doing so much more for society because his motto is to give back to society what he's got. So over to you, Narendra.
Thank you very much. In fact, thank you for the organizer. Big thank to the organizer that they have done the wonderful job and making this get together and giving opportunity to all of us to see each other, meet each other, and know something about all the people. Yes, I was told about that I should speak in 90 seconds and mainly about the college days and memories. Yes, there are a lot of things which I wanted to talk about, and one of the most important thing that I came to know about the college day when I left the college. Because those days I hardly used to remain in the college after 3:34, used to run away to make some money. And yes, that was the way I had brought up myself. Couple of really funny incidences which I will like to share, and they're probably very unique to our Ghatkopar Guju gang, which was been we famously talked about. That is our canteen fellow also. We used to have all Ghatkopar Guju people, myself, Sanjay, Jagdeep, Bharat, Ashish, and Anil. These were 6 people we were from the Ghatkopar, and we used to have a common account in the canteen. Whoever wants to go at any time, whoever wants to go and eat, they will put down in that common account. And at the end of the month, one person will go and pay the things. Nobody will ask what happened, who had taken what and not. I think that was a unique understanding. I don't know how we got it, but then yes, that has at least helped me a lot in the future to develop the few business sense and few how to get adjusted with our colleagues and friends. So yes, that was a thing which was very unique I wanted to talk about. And about one another important thing I will like to mention here was about Baku or the Hemant Balani bookstores.
Yes.
I had a very unique relation with the Hemant or Baku, and I used to always, since I used to have after the 334, I used to run away to do something for earning for myself. So, but I used to write whatever time I used to get to analyze the things and how to get the good marks in the exam. So way of doing that was making my own way to question papers, and realize that last 10 years papers, if you go through, almost 80 to 90% of the questions will be covered. And by doing that, Bhalani, Hemant realized that, and I didn't have those days money to buy the books. And till today, my relation is that whenever I go to buy a books, I tell him, "Arey, abhi kya hai?" But then he will never, still today, he will never take a single money from me, and books will be delivered. Because I used to write a question paper, and he used to publish that, and the majority of students used to buy. So this was a way things, and this was some few unique memory which I carry with the college days. And today's my only motto is that I should help my colleagues, my friends to achieve the financial freedom. We doctors are really otherwise very poor financial managers. So whichever way I can help, I'll be always happy to do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We'll move fast because we've got 14 more speakers and these people are going to cut us off at 7:30. So the next speaker is a guy who has shouldered a lot of responsibility for not only our reunion, but he's working hard for all the batches reunions in college. Retired as HOD of Anatomy Department a few years back, and asked what he's doing, he says, "I'm whiling away my time, WhatsApping, supposedly trying to do what Nokia attempted. I'm serving as a houseman at my house. Work? What is that?" Nattu, over to you. You know, everybody says Natarajan sir. I said sorry, but I'm used to saying Nattu. I will say Nattu. So
I'm Nattu for the batch. I'm Nattu for everyone. Good morning, good evening for people across the globe. It has been nice exercise over the last few years trying to get the Gosumecs together. Nevertheless, this occasion is for memories related to GS. So all I can think of is renaming GS Medical College as Guru Sishya Medical College. Okay, instead of Gordhan Das, Sundar Das. Because if you name one Guru, and we all Sishyas now have become Gurus on our own frame, and we have created a lot of Sishyas who have become Gurus. So Guru Sishya, or maybe you want to be more upmarket, you call it Genius Scholars Medical College. Okay, nevertheless, memories down. Like I remember in first year, Dr. Manu Kothari had asked a question, when the car gets scratched, who is more bothered? The car is not bothered at all, but you are bothered. Okay, so car owns you or you own the car. Okay, so fine. So meaning it has nothing to do with anatomy, nothing to do with anything in general, but then it teaches you a lot of philosophy. Okay, so nevertheless, that was the beginning of going into philosophy. And then now I'm deep into philosophy in such an extent that there's a book by Eric Partridge, a short etymological dictionary of English language of 1,000 pages. Summary of it will be that all the 26 letters of the English language are one and the same. Nevertheless, I'll not be able to speak after that. Okay, never that aside. Okay, so there's a philosophy, Advaita, where everything is equal. So we trying to get people together. The chat GPT, the GPT, we are getting people together. Okay, and we started. Dr. Supe had recalled after he became dean at our place that Sayan and Nair have good alumni. Okay, at GS we should also strengthen it. So we started a Gosumec group at that time, thanks to impetus from Dr. Supe. And that was about 5 years ago. Now we have 3 communities. One community is full, and the second GS in US started, and now Gosumec Foundation has started upon that. And Gosumec Alumni Association, with the help of Medical Humanities, now is global. And there are branches in Europe, branches in Africa, branches in New Zealand, Australia. Okay, so we are doing very well. It augurs well for our centenary. Okay, which is very short time available. 7 o'clock was the cutoff time. We have extended. So other speakers would like to speak. Thanks for the opportunity given. Next speaker, please.
Yeah, thank you. Uday.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. And I call upon now the next speaker, who's none other than Patwardhan, who's a very successful practitioner at Chembur. He is a pediatrician. And I personally know he's very good because my grandchild is looked after him. He loves to travel a lot with his wife. Over to Patwardhan.
Hello, good evening, friends. I am audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So actually, when I joined medicine, I was interviewed by the deans of 4 medical colleges, and they told me, you are in too much of a hurry to join the medicine, so you stay home for 1 year and join next year. So when I joined in 1976, I knew nobody in our batch. All the people were entirely new to us. The first person I bumped into the corridors was Amod Potnis, who still is my dearest friend, and that he was my first buddy in GS Medical College. Thereafter, I had lots of friends, mostly just because I was youngest in my class. Probably all the girls felt safe with me, so they had good friendship with me. And entire first, second, and third MBBS gave me lots of experience, lots of opportunities to learn. And I remember this period as one of my best periods in my life. I'm sure all of you also think same way. And meeting you all today has given me those memories of first, second, and third MBBS, and I'm in a euphoric stage. Thank you so much for allowing me to talk, and have a good day.
Thank you. We all feel the same way. The next.
Can I just talk few words about Patu?
No, Hemant, sorry.
Okay, ठीक है. Chalo.
The next speaker is an expert who believes vocal anesthesia works better than gadgets and drugs. He's convinced that it is the mind that dictates the outcome of our body, and modern medicine manages to complicate the issue. He ensures that you enjoy all intrusions done through natural orifices and even extrusions like painless deliveries. Uday wanted to add something. You're muted.
He's an expert anesthetist because he helps the obstetrician. Sometimes he used to pull the obstetrician, mean he's applying a forceps back so that the baby comes out. He told me that himself. Go over to you, Rajan. We'll not name people.
Yeah, Uday, thanks for that. But I was put into such situations, having given labor analgesia, and then the consultants would be busy in their own consulting. I realized it's not such a difficult task getting the babies out. So there. So anyway, it's been great to see you all. I think we've all become what we have become thanks to the people that we were always around. We had some great teachers, some great sentences said. And while I was listening to the short clip of Dr. Kothari, it just hit me that what he said was, listen a lot and do very little. I think that's the key, that's the trick to becoming good in what we are doing. Modern medicine has got the danger of doing, or rather overdoing things. And all of us will agree that we have often seen people getting into a mess. So a small take home for everybody. Yes, more need not always be good. And we should control ourselves and limit what offering we are giving to our patients. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And we'll meet again for a little more time.
Thank you. The next speaker is settled in Massachusetts since '93. After 8 years practice in Amchi, Mumbai, presently the chair of the university in neurosurgery and served as president of the medical staff at the university. An ardent lover of classical music, he plays the tabla very well and makes every attempt to attend every get-together. Over to you, Raju.
Thank you, everybody. It's a pleasure to see all of you and enjoy how your careers have shaped. We are all nearing 65 or already 65, so we have become seniors in our own right, and we have at least 35 more years to look forward to. We have to be thankful for many things that happened, GS Medical being one of the prime opportunities where we met friends, met excellent teachers, where we were motivated to set forth in our own lives. Now we should be thankful for our family, the fact that we have our kids around us and we get opportunity to see them often. We are thankful for the careers that we have been given the opportunity to take care of patients. We have to space ourselves to find time for each other. We do a lot of charity work, we do a lot of community work, we do a lot of patient work. At 65, I don't feel I'm old enough to retire at all. My dad retired at 82 and my father-in-law retired at 93. So I have two strong inspirations to look forward to. So don't count me out. I'll be there next year for our get-together. And I have so many memories. I was born in around the GS Medical campus and lived my entire life until I left GS and came to USA. So I have very strong memories. I can't pinpoint one of them. And thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Raju. Thank you so much for that. And it's wonderful seeing you. Next speaker whom I introduce is Ramesh Deshpande. And Ramesh is currently with the MGM Medical College in Vashi as Professor of Physiology. He retired as the Professor of Physiology Department from the LTM Medical College, Sion in July 2019. He's dedicated to osteology. He's a good artist and has won prizes in the anatomical drawing in his first MBBS. Over to you, Ramesh.
Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Yeah, 60 seconds. Hello, comrades. From 76 to 82, हम साथ साथ चले हैं. Internship खत्म होते ही मैं practice शुरू किया. Had to take care of mother, तो US छोड़ दिया. My first job was at Bombay Hospital as a research associate under Dr. K.K. Date. After his demise, my BMC join किया as AMO. शौक था तो एक LLB भी हासिल कर ली. फिर GS का मैग्नेटिज्म जो है वो खींचने लगा तो मैंने ट्रांसफर ली. फिजियो डिपार्टमेंट में एक लेक्चरर बना, MD हासिल की. More importantly, I got an opportunity to become a colleague of our very own teachers for a decade. And खास करके धारानी साहब, जिनको मैं रोज सुबह उनका घर से कॉलेज लेकर जाना और साथ में रहना. एंड साथ साथ में वन फ्लोर बिलो मनु भाई कोठारी के साथ भी इतना क्लोज आया कि I used to attend his lectures for the first MB classes. Enjoyable sessions. And more importantly, there was a lot of opportunity for interacting with the cream of students that we had. And ये आप जैसे cream जो हर साल उधर admit होते हैं GS में, I had for about 12 years I could enjoy. And वो लोग competitions में वो बुलाते थे judge बनने ये करने. So interaction with the staff and the students was fantastic at GS. Family life में दो duplicates को मैं खड़ा कर सका. बड़ा वाला Sion में
That's
मेरा
okay, Ramesh,
student
because
बना.
we are running short of time, Ramesh. Sorry to cut you off. Because we wanted to know about your GS days. I'm so sorry to cut you off.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
extremely happy to be with all of you.
Wonderful to hear. Wonderful to hear you.
Fantastic.
Next speaker is the one who still has the same smiling face which she had in college. We all know her very well. She tries to attend every get-together. And though she flew away to the US soon after MBBS, she keeps in touch with everybody when possible and are now a very successful gastroenterologist in New Jersey. Sita, over to you.
Hats off to you. And Anirudh, I still have it. I didn't make it to this reunion, but Neeta got it for me. So hats off to everyone. And I have my gray hair. So we are all like, getting to a 65, as everyone said. Great memories. When you look back in the rearview mirror, everything appears rosy pink, hence the pink over here. Just want to do a shout out because today is 15th of July. Suresh Tikchanani, happy birthday. Anjuli, this week coming up, happy birthday to you too. GS gave us a great education base so that we all had success in our careers and gave us additional friends from school to college to medical school. And we know that we try to meet each other as often as we can. Cannot forget the shenanigans, and Neeta remembers the holy days, as in Holi, Rangoli. And that's all I have. Thank you all for arranging this. And again, have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Sita. The next speaker is a well-known pediatrician in Thane for the 34 years. He's very active with Rotary activities and especially for the polio eradication program, for which he was even awarded. And he's a poet. As many of you have seen, he writes poetry on our group. Some of you must have read it. So over to you, Suhas.
Unmute yourself, Suhas.
Yeah, thanks, Neeta. You know what? Virtual meetings have their disadvantages. We can't have a chappi of each other, which we would love to if we meet. But they have this great advantage, and that you get the undivided attention for at least 1.5 million of everybody. So thank you very much for that, Neeta. A couple of things I think which I would like to have great memories. One is, in anatomy, we had a group of 4. Again, as people have said, they were quite diverse personalities. So I had, partners of Ajay Kulkarni and Devtin Mahale was there, and Rajan, Mane. So then we named ourselves according to, I was called Longus and Rajan was called Intermedius, and Brevis, Mahalus Brevis, this name stuck throughout MBBS. And we had Ajay Kulkarni, who was Magnus. So we had divided ourselves that way. And another nice memory of anatomy I have, I picked up the Gray's Anatomy from Balani, and on the way back, Haragraj will remember this. We weighed the book, at his, he had a shop on the road to the main road, if you can remember, if you guys remember. So we weighed it, it was 3.5 kilograms. So when I went home and my mother asked me, so what is the cost of this book? So I said 70 rupees a kilo. So that was 245 bucks. So it cost 70 rupees a kilo. Anyway, these are some of the memories. And I would like to say one important thing. Though we've all said that we've had superb teachers, I can tell you I've learned from each and every person in the batch. And I was really happy and I was really lucky to have such great friends, for which I'd like to just end with a very simple 1 or 2 lines. And that is, ये जलते हैं फूल खिलते हैं बड़ी मुश्किल से मगर ये जैसे दोस्त मिलते हैं ये जलते हैं. Thank you.
Thank you. Uday.
So now it's a pleasure. Thank you, Suhas. That was wonderful. Pleasure to introduce a great friend of mine, Surekha Mude, Surekha Viragi, at that time, and this is what she used to look like. But she's a successful private OBGYN practitioner in Navi Mumbai, also honorary at the Matadi Hospital, active in academics because she was the president of the Navi Mumbai OBGYN Society, and she's doing a lot of charity work also. Over to you, Surekha.
Thank you, Uday. I'm really thankful to everybody. I am what I am because of the teachers and because of the colleagues like you. The best memory which I have about GS is in second MBBS, we had participated in a skit competition, which was written by Anand Nadkarni and it was directed by Anand also. The name was Marathi skit, the name was Jahirat. And it was with some Hindi script in it. And there were, I think Suhas was there, Bhagwat was there, and Sharmila was there, and Kamath was there, and Gosavi was there. And we won the first prize, and that was the great moment, which I really cherish till today. I even have the photographs which I had shared in the group last time. This is an occasion when I want to thank Rajan Daftari, whom I have met a long time back. He gave anesthesia to my son when he underwent a tonsillectomy. And I also want to thank American Bharat Sanghani, who has been very courteous to me whenever I go to Dallas to meet my son. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Surekha. Thank you for that. Now I want to know if Suresh Tekchandani has joined or no. Is he there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Oh,
very much there.
Fantastic. So Suresh, he's a pathologist in Vashi. He is the one for whom I followed to Vashi. We were roommates for God knows how many years in KEM. And the thing is, we still live together in the same building. So he's my, friend, guide, and I give him a little philosophy at times. Over to you, Suresh.
Hi, everyone. I was looking at my photograph and I had a lot of hair at that time. And one observation is that 50% of guys out here, they don't have hair. So I'm happy. So there's one incident which I can never forget. It is regarding Uday. So there was a demonstration class in the pathology museum. And the female lecturer gave Uday a specimen to describe. Uday looked at it top, bottom, left, right. He couldn't make out what the hell it was. So the lecturer told him, she was a female lecturer and very anglicized accent, it's a penis. So Uday looked at it again and it looked very shriveled for a penis. So he was totally confused and he told her, ma'am, this does not look like a penis. So she got very angry and she screamed at him again, a penis. Then from behind we prompted him and told him, boss, this is appendix, not penis. And after that, Uday swore that he'll never examine male genitalia, and that's the reason he took up obs and gynec. Anyway, guys, so nice interacting with all of you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Suresh. That was wonderful. Nice to see you. Okay, the next speaker is a Sardar with a difference, an ophthalmologist in Mumbai who likes to see through the camera lens with a subtle sense of humor. Swaranjit, over to you.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say how glad I am to be interacting with all of you all today. And whatever I am today, I think the major transformative, the major formative part was GS. And luckily, because I've been fond of photography and had my camera with me even those days, so a lot of the memories I have are much more concrete than the ones most of you have, because I actually have photographic proof of them. But still, I must say that those were very interesting days. When we joined, we were raw, and we had certain ideas, and some of those ideas were really bashed in or bashed out of us. Like a couple of things I can tell you is, when we came in, we had the idea that we were going to study a lot and beat the shit out of everybody academically. And I remember when we made our group, I had Deepak Kikeri and Saifi, who I knew from before, and Rajesh Patel, who's Meenakshi Patel's brother. He told me that you take my sister in your group. So we said we'll take her only on one condition, and that is that she should not do the dissection, leave all that to us. So we learn. And she agreed, and we regretted, because a few months down the line, we didn't want to dissect anymore, and we wanted her to dissect, and she would keep reminding us that, see, what can I do? This was the terms. And then I remember Dabulkar, Dabia in those days, when we started our first clinical, we still didn't have that Ghasu and mentality beaten out of us.
Sorry, the back end, will you just mute somebody who's making some noise, please? I can't see from here.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
so I remember
sorry for the interruption.
We went down to the wards and we went half an hour early to collect blood. And we found that Dabulkar of our group had reached there half an hour even earlier than us and collected all the blood. So these were some of the memories I remember. And there were many, many other enjoyable ones, like all of us getting together in somebody's house, basically to discuss where to go after that. So I mean, like, that was it. And sometimes we'd have people like Videsh, who would animatedly take part in discussions as to which movie to see. And then at the last minute, he'll say, you all go, I have to study. And that would be like a damn squiver, all of us. But we yet went and saw so many movies. I remember we saw some movies twice and thrice and things like that. We also went, when we were in turns, yachting, and we really had a freak out time, and we gasped. So those were really formative days. And I must say that they influenced me right throughout my life. Luckily, I've been in teaching for quite some time. And, if you know how to do something, you do it. If you don't, you teach. So I've been teaching in Nair and Sayan and KM and now in JJ. And now finally I've left because now I've learned how to do. So now I'm actually starting to do. So with that,
That's a
I'll
good
say
one,
that.
Saranjit. Thank you so much for that.
So I think I'll just end with that, because otherwise I can go on and on for hours.
Thank you very much. So I would now call upon my other roommate. One was Suresh Tikchanani, the other one was Uday Khanolkar. And is he there? Has he joined, Uday Khanolkar?
Uday, are you there? No, I don't think so. I didn't see him coming.
Well, he wrote to me he would be joining, and
no,
he's not there. Okay. So anyways, maybe.
Speaker Desh has messaged that unfortunately he had to leave. He's in a wedding in England and he was here till now, but then he said, unfortunately, I will have to leave. So he's also not there. So we go over to Uday, take over to Vijay.
Yeah, Vijay Nair. Okay. So Vijay Nair, we all know he is in Kerala and he was one of the sports person. This is Videsh's snap. This is Vijay Nair. He's a general surgeon working in rural Kerala for the last 38 years. And he's an athletic guy who's still running as before. So over to you, Vijay.
Thanks, guys. It's nice to be. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
Thanks, guys. Nice to be in touch again. I've tried whenever I can to come down from Kerala whenever there's a reunion, and it's always been a pleasure. My best memory is from March of 1977, when our class won the college championship in athletics, and I got the individual championship. And my dear, dear, dear friend who was the CR at that time, Dinesh Bhagwat, I was a puny, thin guy, being a long distance runner. He just picked me up on his shoulders and did a short lap of honor. That has always been there in my mind as something that not many people have done to me. That is my favorite moment. But unlike most of your memories of UG, my best memories are of what KEM made me as a surgeon. And for that, more than KEM, I've got Cooper to thank for. I've had some of the best friendships that are there even now, whether it is Abhay Dalvi, Pareshwarti, Mukund Thatte, a whole lot of guys from Cooper who are still my bestest buddies, Hemant Kulkarni. And I think my love for KEM is more because of what Cooper made me as a surgeon. Because when I came down here in 1985, I didn't know anyone, no one. And the training that I got saw to it that, and I came to a mission hospital where there was a lot of work to be done. I just had to see to that I didn't screw up. And my training in KEM, especially Cooper, was what saw me through.
Great. Thanks.
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Great to see you. The next speaker, okay, by the way, friends, with a special request, the KEM faculty, the KEM Medical Humanities cell has agreed to extend our time. We are beyond 7:30, but they have kindly requested and said that they're going to extend our time. So I must thank them for it. The next speaker, Anju, another friend, finds folding laundry therapeutic, loves to make salads. She's an assistant to her hubby in home improvement projects, a volunteer at the Maharashtra Foundation, and proud eye of 2 physician daughters, and a practicing pathologist for the last 35 years. Anju, over to you. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, I did. Hi, everyone. It's wonderful to see everybody. I mean, I left India in 1982. I did not do PG in India at all. So many of you I have not seen since I left India. All the memories, I think, have been repeated or already talked about. But I have a couple to say. One was to hang out on the katta, right outside the girls' room. And everybody waiting for all the exams to be over or the teaching sessions to be over so that we could all collect and chat about it. Another one was watching all test matches at friends' houses. And I also remember that, just as Dr. Kothari's note said, that culture is so important. I think GS introduced us all to all the famous artists. I mean, we saw Shiv Kumar Sharma, we saw Hari Prasad Chaurasia, Zakir Hussain, and even Pandit Jasraj, when they were very early in their careers. And I think that has stayed with me for a long time, that to appreciate our culture, Hindustani music. I mean, we were listening to Western music too, but this was so important. And last but not least, I guess I remember a trip for the ECFMG when I think 12 of us left for Manila. And I guess that was instrumental in me arriving in the United States. And now it's been 40 years this year, actually, since I started pathology. And it's been wonderful, but it's wonderful to see all of you. I've met many of you when you arrive in New York, because I live in New Jersey and people have met me or they've called me. And please do visit. I hope to see everybody in February. Thank you so much. Wonderful to see you all.
Thank you so much. The next speaker is now settled in Pune. Our own Jyoti Chutalia Shah worked as an anesthetist and a hospital administrator, later on got into administration till date, has become very spiritual and writes very well. Over to you, Jyoti.
Hi, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, let me just read out to make it fast. Dear all, the memories of the years 1976 to 81 is splashed with many colored moments. Some joyous, some grief-stricken, some adventurous, some nervous, some morale-boosting, some with the resolve to perform better. I can keep adding the duality of the opposing emotions, but one thing emerged bold and clear was that the batch of 76 was and is a breed apart. FF to this Zoom reunion, I'm going to pick up one of the milestone moments that I thought out of so many. The year was 77 and Dr. Mukund Thatte was our hiking secretary. He had organized a hike to Gosumec with a group of 25 beginners. The participants were Sanjay Joshi, KD Shah, Ajay Shah, and others whose name I cannot recall now. During the trek, we came across a point where we had to traverse the dangerous cliff. We were instructed to face the mountain, put our both hands on it for the support, and walk sideways. To face the mountain, put our look without looking back, as there was a steep valley down. We, the terrified lot, also understood that we have no choice but to follow the instructions as the sun was about to set. Except the immense trust in our organizer, there were no other safety measures. The brave heart Mukund was fearless and helped each one of us. After crossing it safely, we all shouted happily and heard the valley echoing back our emotions. This incident made me fearless, increase the risk appetite, and give the confidence that nothing in the world is unsurmountable. Looking back, I feel the contentment of the time well spent so far on the planet Earth. However, the future now is more exciting with my Sadguru as a guide to the various peaks of spiritual expedition. With Dr. Rita Dixit as my mini guru, the journey continues to be exciting, elevating, throbbing with inner peace. The only aspiration remains is to feel the divine ecstasy. Like my guru, I bow down to the Guru Parampara and pray for their grace in order to reach the tiniest peak of their inner state. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity to share my life's journey in a nutshell.
Thank you, Jyoti. Thank you very much. I think now that we have finished with our speakers, Uday, maybe we'll give 30 seconds to the people to raise their hands.
I think Paresh has his hand up for a very long time. Paresh, please go ahead.
Four people I know who wanted to speak. So Paresh, start off.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm very happy to be connected. And I'll just take 30 seconds. One event which probably most of you remember was in second MBBS when our batch fought the college election tooth and nail with 1 year senior to us. And if I mistake not, 10 out of 14 won the elections. My elections with Sanjay Joshi was for the cultural secretary. And we won that election on the first round with 4 votes where we had a recount. And then Dr. Ravi Bapat, the chief election officer, had a recount and we won by 3 votes. Boom. After that, as Indian Bharat Sanghani said, the launch was open where gallons of water plus low quality liquor plus mud plus grass, everything poured into one big drum, which probably contained some chemical or petrol or kerosene or whatever, was drunk and gulped down the drain. And at about 2 or 4 o'clock in the morning, most of the so-called toppers and gold medalists were lying flat on the grass and had to be lifted to the Purandare hostel. And they finally woke up the next afternoon and evening and started a normal way of life and won accolades later in life. That's the only event I remember. I share this because I was part of the election and most of you guys helped us out in a very closely contested election which goes down in the history or the annals of the college activities, whatever. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Walter. Yes, Walter.
Good evening to all of you. Yeah, first of all, homage to all those who have left us and gone to the heavenly abode. Second, I think first MBBS was the best part of our career, where we all bonded together and we were very close to each other. I especially remember my good friend, Dr. Kulvinder, who left us very early. And third was at Mitharam, used to in anatomy, outside the anatomy hall. We used to pay him 2 rupees to give us a body part. I remember when we didn't have money, he used to say, "Kal lega to bhi chalega, lekin aaj le lo." Spleen mangta to spleen le lo, nahi to liver mangta to liver le lo. Then fourth was Mama in the gym. I think Swas, Natraj and myself used to go to the gym regularly. And after finishing the gym, I used to give him 50 paise. And we used to go to have some vada pav in the hostel. And the last is the card test. I remember Videsh Raut, Saifi Plumber, they used to all after finishing, we used to come out and ask, how much did you get? Or we used to ask them, how much did you get? It was out of 10. So if they had got 9 on 10, we used to feel envious and we used to feel, oh God, I mean, I hope I get at least 8. So
Great.
that was really sweet memories.
Thank you so much.
Everyone, and best wishes to you all.
Thank you so much. Vishwanath.
Hi, greetings from Chicago. I'm seeing so many of you after many, many years, and I'm looking forward to meeting everybody in February. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sunil Abhyankar.
How are you guys? This is fantastic. Keep it up, Anita, as always, and Ajay. Thank you again for arranging this. Wonderful to see you all. Hope to see you in next year.
Thank you.
Bye.
Vora.
Hey, I'm Shailesh Vora from Dallas. Next time when we meet, more than likely I'll be there. Very nice arrangement. Nice to see you all, and our great memories of KM with L.V.Kothari and Dr. Nair, and cultivated my great career here in US to become neurologist and a sleep specialist, and have semi-retired. Hope to see you all soon in Dallas. I'll be glad to even host it with Big Bharat Sanghani. All right.
Munir Merchant.
Have a good one.
Was the one who put his hand.
Hi, greetings from Dallas. It's so nice to see all of you. And our most memorable event begins with the anatomy class that we used we had in the dissection classes, when I used to see some tears in the eyes because of the formalin from the bodies. And it was a great time to see all of you at the reunion we had in Dallas as well as in Dubai. And I look forward to meeting you with you all in the next meeting. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to see you all.
Nana has put his hand up, so you'll be the last.
Shall I start now? Can you hear me? Thank you very much for this wonderful meeting. It had been a great time with all the friends. Thank you very much.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
I remember Rana used to make sketches and some paintings, and I can't forget.
I have a lot of memories of my time.
Yeah,
There
but
were so
those
many
I remember
competitions.
that the vulgar one which you made of the of the anyway. Go ahead, Neeta.
So I will tell them about the next. I think we need to start by thanking the Humanities cell, Nattu, Dr. Lopa Mehta, and the entire Humanities cell for organizing this for us. It's been so wonderful. And Shikhar, who's been a coordinator from the student side, Tushar, who has been the IT person, who has taken the trouble, and Uday and I have had dry runs with them earlier yesterday, today, and great show. Thank you very much. Now,
if the time permits, can I say something?
Yeah.
Sure, go ahead.
If we have some time, I think we should keep 1 minute silence for the departed souls.
Hemant, 1 minute. Let's just go ahead with what we have planned first. And
Okay.
Neeta, this is some pictures which Neeta wanted to show about this. And just go ahead, Neeta, please.
These are the previous 2011 get-together photos, which I must thank Dilip Karnat for helping with the photos, and ABC, who have forwarded the photos. So these are the old photos you people will recognize of previous get-togethers. The idea is to only stimulate all of you for the next get-together, which we are heading. And the date, please note the date, it's 10th and 11th February, 2024. The venue isn't finalized, but once we finalize, we'll get it to you. But please mark the calendar for 10th and 11th February weekend. So that is one. Mukund and Umi we have missed today because they are in the flight. I know a lot of you wanted Mukund to talk, but Mukund and Umi are on the flight, so they are not with us today. So thank you once again to all our batchmates. It's been, love you all, wonderful seeing all of you. So nice to connect. I think it feels like we are back to MLT. And I think we'll make it a point that in 2026, we have a session in the MLT. Nattu, we might have a session in the MLT for our 50th year, where we feel that we are back to college, irrespective.
Sure.
So with that, over to you, Shikhar. Please take over.
Thank you very much for all of you to joining. And I must apologize to all of you whom I've cut short, but I think it needed to be done. So thank you so much for being here.
A big thank you to Uday for having taken a lot of trouble.
Oh yes, but Neeta, we can keep on thanking each other for quite some time. Thank you. And thank you, Nattu, for all the encouragement.
Together.
The
Okay. Yeah. Wonderful.
Thank you so much for extending that time, Shikhar. The time was till 7:30. I messaged him and said, please extend. We have still got a few speakers. And he very kindly agreed to do that. So thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, Shikhar, he has something to say and he has a few slides to show us. So please wait, don't go away.
Oh, come on.
So I had read somewhere, time cannot fade that bond of friendship. And to see that here, it's very delightful. So now I would like to request the tech team to play the reflection video.
Very good evening to you all. It is indeed my pleasure to speak about Reflections on Medical Humanities, the annual volume published
Sureka, mute yourself.
Head Chair of Medical Humanities, said GS Medical College and KM Hospital, Mumbai. The first issue of Reflections was published in the year 2019, the theme being History of Medicine, Looking Back to Improve the Future. The book comprises invited essays, poems, cartoons, quiz, crossword, and articles which were published before in different medical journals on evolution of branches and development of specialties in healthcare, great personalities and inventions in medicine and healthcare overall. The issue for the year 2020 was based on interpersonal relationships in healthcare. Again, invited essays and cartoons on doctor-patient relationship, doctor-doctor relationship, and medical teacher-student relationship were included. For the year 2021, we chose very apt theme of COVID-19, the human angle. Essays and poems in English, Hindi, Marathi, paintings and photographs contributed by teaching and non-teaching staff and students of said GS Medical College and KM Hospital who shared their experiences both on personal and professional fronts during the pandemic. For the year 2022, Literature and Medicine is the theme. We have essays and poems in English, Hindi and Marathi, paintings and cartoons, and it will be published shortly. Now, for the years 2023 and 24, the proposed theme is Reminiscences, Our Days at St. GS Medical College and KM Hospital. As we move towards the centenary year of our institution, let our fond memories come alive in the form of nostalgic writings about our learnings, not only medicine, but also life lessons that we learned here. Let us talk about our devoted teachers who inculcated values and shaped our lives, priceless friendships which we cherish lifelong. Our writings will instill a feeling of pride and a sense of belonging in all of us, the readers of the book, we as well as the future generations of students will understand the power and beauty of expression and reflections. We will be enlightened about the history and glory of our institutions, past students who have contributed to the welfare of the society and the role model teachers and mentors. We know, irrespective of the generation, we are bound by a common bond of being GSites. However, we also need to accept and adapt to changes which are inevitable following technological advances and societal transformations. At the same time, the students will learn that even though the changes are occurring, the humanitarian values and principles of ethics are unchanging. Hence, we appeal that the reminiscence and nostalgic memories shared on this platform of virtual reunions be expressed in the form of writings to be included in our next issue of Reflections. I, Dr. Swarupa Bhagwat, Editor Reflections and Associate Professor, Department of Transfusion Medicine at this institution, will be privileged to connect with the individual batch coordinators for sharing more details regarding the same. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I think that brings us to the end of the program. Is there anybody? I think somebody else? No. So
No, I think that's the old hand up. Thank you so much for being with us. And thank you, Neeta, for co-hosting, and Natu for all the encouragement. And it was just lovely to see everybody at the same platform.
I felt I'm back to college. Thank you.
It was really excellent to have everybody.
In February. Everyone has to be there in February for the get-together.
Fabulous. Well done. Thank you.
Let
Thank
Ajay
you.
speak. Ajesha wanted to speak.
All thank you. Is there?
No, thank
Shikhar,
you
now
very
you can.
much, everyone. It was really wonderful. Efforts of getting everyone in the group really paid up.
Absolutely.
So nice to be with all of you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Glorious
Good night.
48 years.
Is RC there or he's left?
He came in and went off a couple of times. I don't know if he's.
We are 20 minutes beyond schedule, so let's
wind up. Thank you so much. Good night.
Okay, thank you.
Shikhar, you can stop recording and disconnect.
Thank you.
Till we meet in February. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.